First of all, let me give you this model so you have one that works and stuff. I didn't rig this model. This is, I forget who gave me this Zelda model. It's from, it's Link from somewhere. I have this problem where I don't really pay too much attention to copyright because we're in school and it doesn't matter. It matters for you guys. Not really. It doesn't really matter for you guys either. All right. If you're not selling it, and you can get your hands on it, you're free to use it. All right. So this would be. Oh, I didn't put it in Cyborg yet, did I? One more time. Perhaps not in the thing. So it's called Link V001_004. Okay. If you want to play along at home, please get that file, open it up, and we'll take a look. But right now I'm just going to sort of explain it. So if you can't download it, don't worry about it. You don't really need it. We're just talking here. We're just talking. But if you'd like to, you have access to it now. So let's look at parts of a facial rig. So what we have here, right, is a huge gratuitous head geo, and that controls the entire head. This stuff over here is a on-screen GUID, which allows you to move pieces of his face by moving these things around in these boxes. So this is contained to this shape, but wherever I move it in here, I can kind of make his mouth make different shapes, open and close. That way is really wide, that way is really small in the middle there, and then up and down are open and close. And then this controls the side ones, make him smile, or happy or sad, or one side or the other. And then this controls other bones, which do stuff. Makes him sneer. What's this? Is lip roll and tongue. And these are probably eyes, or eyebrows. Weird. And this is master up and down for eyebrows. What's weird is they don't have a blink, which is a pretty standard facial thing to have, is a blink. Okay, so if I select this box here, this is just a set of NURBS surfaces that are parented. If I can pan around it, it's an actual sort of box, kind of like the controller objects we built for the feet and stuff. This is sort of the same thing, except this one, all these objects on this one are geared towards moving parts of his face. Oh, maybe if I select this, I'll get blank. Oh yeah. So what this isn't showing you when I select these things is that they're all tied into what's called a set-driven key. A set-driven key is a range of animations applied to a bone that you can then call up and move within that range. So for instance, this one here, as I'm moving this around, this is actually set up to translate X and translate Y, two different variables. But as I move it within this range, it gives me like that's the furthest range it'll go for that, for open, and that's the furthest range it'll go for close. So it'd be like 0 to 10. And we'll create those soon. These objects here, this is a special setup. We won't be getting into creating our own online GUID, but we will do this. So if I select the eyeballs here, or this box around his eyeballs, if I 6, I don't have his texture in here. But you can kind of see his eyes moving a little bit. So wherever, this is called a look at, so wherever I move this, he kind of looks at it. And his eyelids are also attached to it, which is kind of weird. That's some good rigging going on there. It's a really nice job that when he looks down, his eyelids pinch, and when he looks up, they open up, because most people would just move the eyes and leave the eyelids alone. So it's a little extra work that works kind of nicely. So when I select this piece here, you can see these are set-driven keys down here. Auto lids, that's what's happening there, but I can turn that on or off. So if I don't want the lids to move with this object, I can turn that off, and now just the eyeballs move. Or if I'd like the auto lids to happen, I hit 1 again and it turns it on. There's pupil dilation, and that set has 3 settings. And iris dilation, interesting. There's like a lot of weird stuff for those close-up shots when you're like this, and you're like, what? And then, of course, blinks. If I select both of these, it doesn't have a big range. It has 1 is all the way closed, and -1 is way to open. 0 is where we need to be. So this is the kind of set-driven keys we're going to be creating, and we're going to be creating them for mouth shapes. So this is all nice and dandy, but then what you really want is our phonemes, and we'll talk about that later. But phonemes are different shapes of the mouth that you can call up immediately that look like you're saying vowels and stuff. So there's one for A and E and O and all that sort of stuff. But we're not there yet. Oh no, we're not there yet. We're close, but we're not there yet. So, oh my God, it's like spaghetti in here. So these are the bones for the face. And if I turn this on, you can see that each of those bones pokes through the skin in variable places along the face, controlling certain things. It's got 3 on the lower for the eye and 3 on the upper for the eye. It's got 2 here, 2 here, a jaw one, a couple of chin ones. There's 1 on each corner of the mouth. So that's what we're going to be setting up. Now, if I turn the skin off and we look at this piece of spaghetti, you can see that all these, if I can just pick one, just let me pick one. All these spaghettis are parented back to the head, except for this one, which is a jaw bone. So that allows us to make a jaw, so that when you open the mouth, it rotates. Any questions on sort of the broader idea of what's going on? So really all you need to know right at the moment is that we're going to put bones, joints, right? Just like we did in the arm, just like we did in the legs and stuff. We're going to put joints out to pieces in the face, so that when we create a set-driven key over here, we can tie that bone into that set-driven key and then control it. So you can see here when I move that, see those, the blinks move? It's like all 6 of those kind of compress. So that's the range, is -1 is wide open. I'll zoom in. -1 is wide open, and then it goes all the way to close on that. Shoop, shoop. Any questions so far? No? Everybody's understands this? Does anybody know how to do this before? I guess if you've had an animation class and you've had to do lip sync, you're sort of in the know about how to operate the GUIDs. Does everybody know what a GUID is when I say that? In this case it is, yeah, but a GUID is a graphical user interface, and it just means that, and they're also called pickers, and it just means that it's a shortcut to selecting something in your model, so that you don't have to dig in. Like if I wanted to make the eyebrows blink here, it'd be a pain in the neck because there's 6 bones, right? And they're hard to grab, and there's all these other bones. Like I'd have to go in here and grab all those, and then rotate them, and then those, and it's actually nice that they parented them to something else. Like you could have just parented those all back, but they parented them to a separate hub and then went out to them on the eyebrows. That's how they were able to do the auto eyebrows or eyelids, is because it's they separated it out, like when we did the hand for the other model. Oh yeah. So, sorry, just finishing off my coffee. So these things here too are GUIs. I don't have a model, but these are considered to be GUIDs as well, right? But this isn't for the face. This is for the hands, but they have a separate one for the face somewhere. There's one for the face. And so we're going to kind of follow this model of where they've put bones. We're going to do 4 along the bottom of the mouth, 4 along the top of the mouth, and then maybe 1 at each corner so we can do a smile. And then we're going to do 3 on the top of the eye and 3 on the bottom of the eye, so we can do blinks. And I don't know if we're going to do eyebrows or not, but we'll see. All right, and these GUIDs only work with these systems. So when I call this up, it's just an example. Had I created a Advanced Skeleton 5 model and hooked it up using the system, then these would work for doing things. I can't like grab this and expect it to actually work within the scene, because it's not hooked up to these. These ones are hooked up to the other one. Alright, what are you? Sword, geode. Oh, look, he's got all sorts of weapons and stuff in there. You just can't see them. Interesting. Quivers, arrows. Yeah, I imagine with a character like this you would need that. So you go through and you turn all this stuff on. You can do this too. Just turn it all on. All the arrows and stuff. God, no wonder they have it turned off. He's got like a million weapons. Alright. Hi, dog. Everybody says hi. Everybody still says hi, dog. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we need to find a model to use. Do you want to try and use Link to rig? His face is pretty simple, so it wouldn't be a bad one to use, but I'll have to get rid of everything on him and give you a blank mesh. So why don't you take what time is it? Come back at 9 o'clock and I'll have that done. And I can beat up my dog in the meantime. Okay. Hey! No barking! Knock it off! Hookah! No barking. Come here. All right.